With that, ladies and gentlemen, we begin the bulletin with our focus being on the international arena. First up is updates we bring to you from West Asia, wherein Hezbollah left the door open to a negotiated ceasefire on Tuesday after Israeli forces made new incursions in Lebanon, and Israel's defense minister has said this. Another senior official from the Iran-backed group appeared to have been killed. What exactly has happened on the ground? Let's take you through all of that in this particular ground report.
11 days after Israel assassinated Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah in an airstrike on a Beirut suburb, Israel said it had killed his replacement. That's according to Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. In a video released on Tuesday, Gallant said Hezbollah is an organization without a head. Nasrallah was eliminated. His replacement was probably also eliminated. Gallant gave no further details, but appeared to be referring to Hashem Safiuddin, who has not been heard from publicly since an Israeli airstrike last week. Hezbollah has not commented on Gallant's claim. Safiuddin is a cousin to Nasrallah. As head of Hezbollah's executive council, he has overseen the group's political affairs while also sitting on the Jihad Council, which manages its military operations. Safiuddin was not at the September 27th Hezbollah meeting in Beirut's southern suburbs when Israel struck, killing Nasrallah. He had been expected to be named the group's next Secretary General. His death would mark another in a series of top Hezbollah commanders killed by Israel in recent weeks. The fighting between Israel and the Lebanese militant group has escalated dramatically, with Israeli commandos raiding Hezbollah bases in southern Lebanon. The Israeli military said it was conducting, quote, limited, localized, targeted operations in Lebanon's southwest, having previously announced such operations in the southeast. Video released by the Israeli army on Tuesday purported to show a captured Hezbollah compound, replete with artillery and anti-tank weaponry. Hezbollah and Israel have traded fire for the past year, with the militia group launching rockets into Israel in support of Hamas, following its October 7th attack. On Tuesday, Israel said Hezbollah fired more than 100 rockets over the border toward Haifa and the Galilee. In a televised speech on Tuesday, Hezbollah deputy leader Naim Qassem said he supported efforts to secure a truce. He said the group's capabilities were intact, despite what he called painful blows from Israel. It was the first time that he had not mentioned an end to the war in Gaza as a precondition for halting combat on the Israel-Lebanon border.
Now, in an address directed to the Lebanese citizens, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that forces had taken out the would-be successors of Hezbollah leader Syed Hassan Nasrallah. Netanyahu claimed that the Iran-backed Hezbollah is now weaker than it's been for many, many years following Nasrallah's elimination. Let's take a look at what all has been said on this given matter.
This is a message to the people of Lebanon. Do you remember when your country was called the Pearl of the Middle East? I do. So what happened to Lebanon? A gang of tyrants and terrorists destroyed it. That's what happened. Lebanon was once known for its tolerance, for its beauty. Today, it's a place of chaos, a place of war. I say to you, the people of Lebanon, free your country from Hezbollah so that this war can end. Free your country from Hezbollah so that your country could prosper again, so that future generations of Lebanese and Israeli children will know neither war nor bloodshed, but will finally live together in peace.
Now, an Israeli airstrike has hit a residential building in the Mezah suburb west of Damascus, Syria, killing 7 civilians and injuring 11 others, according to Syrian state media reports on Tuesday. The victims reportedly include women and children. Attack, which caused significant damage to the surrounding properties, was carried out with 3 missiles launched from the direction of the Golan Heights, as per a military source. Syrian government also stated that air defenses had intercepted hostile targets earlier in the day near the capital. Israel has been conducting airstrikes on Iranian-linked targets in Syria for years and has intensified such strikes following the Gaza war, which was sparked by October 7th attack on Israeli territory by the Hamas. These, in fact, are the visuals that have come in from the very residential area that got hit by the missiles that were launched by the IDF from Golan Heights, targeting this residential area in the west of Damascus in Syria. Meanwhile, Hezbollah's call for a ceasefire on Tuesday shows the militant group is on the back foot. The US State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller has said on his regular briefing that takes place every Tuesday. Now let's take a look at the excerpt from his address.
Hezbollah now wants a ceasefire. And
delinked from Gaza.
Yeah, delinked from Gaza, that they just want a ceasefire on its own terms. And I think my initial response to this is, where have they been for a year? For a year, the world has been calling on Hezbollah to stop the attacks across the border into Israel. And for a year, Hezbollah said they would not do it unless there was a ceasefire in Gaza. They linked the two when the international community was saying, stop the fighting. And Israel was saying, if Hezbollah stopped attacks across the border, Israel would stop its attacks in response against Hezbollah. So for a year, you had the world calling for this ceasefire. You had Hezbollah refusing to agree to one. And now that Hezbollah is on the back foot and is getting battered, suddenly they've changed their tune and want a ceasefire. We support Israel's efforts to degrade Hezbollah's capability, but yes, ultimately we do want to see a diplomatic resolution to this conflict. We believe that is ultimately the only resolution that will provide real, lasting security to both the Israeli and Lebanese.